I'm Dave Abrams.
And I'm Kristin Lagana. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this week's episode, we'll preview the Lifeline 100 bike ride and we'll learn all about the king, Elvis Presley. But first, thank you very much. But first, making headlines this week. Have you ever tried to find out about transportation options in the county and had trouble finding what you needed?
Yes.
You have?
Yes, I have.
Well, not anymore.
Good.
County Executive Steve Shue announced the reorganization of transportation functions, merging different services previously housed in the departments of Aging, Planning and Zoning, and Inspections and Permits. Everything transportation related is now organized under the county's transportation officer, Ramon Robinson, who we have had here on our show. Now, if you are trying to access on-demand bus service for senior citizens, taxi cab vouchers, bus schedules, bike trails, or anything else, there's only one place that you need to go. The Transportation Operating Unit will also be responsible for planning through the Transportation Master Plan and ultimately the General Development Plan. Best of all, you can find all of these services now in one place on our website. Just go to aacounty.org/transportation and it's all right there. There's also a pretty great transit app. We love apps.
It's a good app.
Gotta have an app.
Yeah.
It's right on our page where you can just type in your address and destination and find out exactly what public transportation routes you need to take you to get there. Easy, right, Dave?
Yes. I mean, I got to say, I'm partial to the General Development Plan myself. How about you?
I mean, I love anything that's easier, more streamlined on a website.
Yeah.
And I can just type an address in.
The app is really good. It's simple. The graphics work, and most importantly, you type in that just like it's like MapQuest.
Yeah.
Not Map. I can't believe I just said MapQuest.
MapQuest. Waze.
We don't use MapQuest anymore. It's like Waze for taking a bus or taking a train or whatever.
Brilliant.
So it's a very good tool, and it makes it much easier. You don't have to have the stack of paper brochures with all the different bus routes.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about there?
I know what you're talking about.
Even in Davidsonville, people take the bus sometimes.
That's right.
Right? Well, speaking of transportation, Kristin, let's talk about patrolling the waterways, something I did in my old job.
Okay.
This week, County Executive Shue and Annapolis Mayor Mike Panelides announced that a city-county partnership is making things better in Weems Creek. Basically, for a long time, the city's harbor master could patrol the south shore of Weems Creek, but not the north shore because, why? Because the border between the city and the county goes right down the middle of the creek.
Eek.
That meant that people figured this out and they were doing things like dumping old boats and generally misbehaving on the north shore, knowing nobody was going to do anything about it. Well, no more. That changed when the city and the county signed an agreement last November giving the city jurisdiction over the north shore. Mayor Panelides said the agreement has paid dividends.
We've seen more paddle boarders, more small sailboats in the creek. We've also seen cruisers come back that are landing here on Tucker Street. Annapolis and other parts of our city are where visitors shop, go to restaurants, pubs, and enjoy this town. Water access and water quality are two of the most important things in our city of Annapolis. We've been meeting with residents and talking with them about this issue, and they're happy to see the results that we've done.
So don't even think about getting crazy with that stand-up paddleboard on Weems Creek, Kristin.
I still haven't done that yet.
No more.
I really want to go, what's it, SUP? Stand-up paddleboarding, SUP?
Yeah, SUP.
I want to do that.
Yeah, we were hiking.
On my bucket list.
My girlfriend and I went to Bethany and we were hiking and we saw those SUP signs.
I want to do it.
And we were like, SUP. And then it took us a while to figure out that that's what it meant.
Stand-up paddleboarding.
So, you know, people who watch Week in Review, you learn things, and SUP stands for stand-up paddleboard.
SUP.
Don't say we didn't tell you.
Yeah.
So there you go.
We're hip.
That's right. We haven't done SUP yet.
SUP. We're going to learn.
We're going to do it.
Facebook Live sessions continued to roll on this week with the third installment of Not My Child featuring addiction experts Chris Peterson and Kurt Haspert. The two men fielded tons of questions from the audience about sober living and mental health as it relates to drug problems. Chris manages Evolve Life Centers in Pasadena, and Kurt is a mental health expert with University of Maryland's Baltimore-Washington Medical Center. The next Facebook Live about addiction will be August 29th at 9 a.m., and the experts will be County Executive Steve Shue and Health Officer Fran Phillips. And then the teachers will take center stage. On Wednesday, August 30th, the County Executive will hold a special Facebook Live session about education. This event will go live at 4 p.m. In case you missed our most recent session, just go to our Facebook page and scroll down to the archive video. So much Facebook Live. 360 video, Facebook Live.
I know. thank you, by the way, for all those shout outs last week, and thank you to Brandy for
Brandy
co-hosting.
rocks.
She did a great job.
And we know what
as
you
always.
like. 360 video.
You guys were too nice to
Whoa,
me.
whoa.
I'm not used to this.
Wait, what if we did Facebook Live as a 360 video?
The technology doesn't exist yet. I thought of that.
Whoa.
No, can't do that
Mind
yet.
blown.
It's a good idea, though, and I would like to do it.
You will be the first person I call if we ever have that capability.
But the Facebook Live's going great.
Awesome. I've been watching a few of them.
This
you guys
week,
are doing a great job.
So we did the third one this week, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of think, people have short attention spans online, and you think, I don't know. This is the third week in a row. Maybe people won't tune in.
No, your numbers are high.
And we got 100 people live at any given time,
Yep.
which is really good response. And people were just so engaged in it, and so all kinds of we love this and stuff like that. So it was really cool to see people engaging, and they're enjoying the different people that we're having on. So
great content.
Next week, all the tough questions for Steve and our health officer Fran Phillips. But if you haven't seen it, please take a look. Please share it on social media. So even if this isn't a problem that affects you, you're guaranteed that there's somebody in your friends group who is having a problem or has a family member that needs help. So
yes.
It's a lot of good information. You can never say you don't know all about it from watching even one of these. So if you watch 3, you're going to be like a PhD practically.
Wow.
So, well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll talk to Colleen Joseph from the Department of Recreation and Parks about Lifeline 100. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
You made this vacation happen, cleverly merging promotions,
Double points with every purchase.
and cross-referencing travel sites. Aloha! If you can ace your vacation, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Well, welcome back. Joining us in the studio this week, we have Miss Colleen Joseph from Rec and Parks. How you doing, Colleen?
Hi, Kristin. Hi, Dave. Good.
Good to have you back. It's been a little while.
It has been. Thank you.
We're
Glad to
talking,
be here.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. I'm excited because this is one of our favorite events that happens during the year. This is Lifeline 100 we're
Yes.
talking about today.
Yep.
Talk to me about what Lifeline 100 is and when it's coming up.
Okay. Lifeline 100 Century Ride is October 1st this year. It's Sunday, October 1st, and it's the 4th year of the Lifeline. This is one of my favorite events that I've ever done in my career. It's been successful right out of the gate. I checked the numbers this morning, and we're already about 100 registrations ahead of last year.
All right.
Last year, in our 3rd year, we had 773 cyclists, ages 8 to 84 from 13 different states.
That's amazing.
The Lifeline 100 encompasses 100 miles of beautiful scenery in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County, but we have a variety of routes for different riders.
And I like that we're going to have that. I love October weather. That's like
I was going to say, it's your favorite month,
I know,
so
it's my
she'll remember
favorite
when
month.
it is.
It's
October 1st. This is also a fundraiser. So
It is.
do you remember what you guys raised last year and who it benefits?
Right, we raised $21,000 last year.
That's amazing.
So the thing that's great about the Lifeline 100 too is we have 3 partners: Anne Arundel County Recreation and Parks, Anne Arundel County Police Department, and then Bike AAA. That's the bike advocacy group for Anne
It's
Arundel
our friend
County
John
and Annapolis.
Corrin,
John
yep.
Corrin,
John
everybody
Corrin.
knows John.
Yep.
And so Those are the partners, and I think that's what makes it so successful. I'm really proud of the team that we have. We've also brought Annapolis Bicycle Club in. They run all the rest stops. Our rest stops are legendary. The food is great. The Annapolis Bicycle Club has a competition within their club themselves. They decorate, they wear costumes. I mean, people, as I'm a cyclist, so my friends come to this ride and they all talk about all the great food that's served and everything.
What's the food? Tell me what's going on.
Well, rest stops are great, and they're to fuel the cyclist along the way. So the shorter rides have less food. But down at Galesville Wharf, when you're getting close to, for the 100-milers, they go all the way down to Galesville. Pirates Cove supplies that rest stop,
Yum.
and they have bread pudding, homemade banana bread, all this crazy stuff.
See, I was thinking like granola bites.
We do that too. We
Yeah,
have a
there's
little
some of
bit
that.
of everything. We try to have fuel for the cyclists. So one of the most popular things now for cyclists, and it's one of our sponsors, is pickle juice. Pickle juice has potassium, it has salt. So at each
Love
of our
pickle
rest
juice. I like
stops,
pickle
we
juice.
have the little pickle juice shots.
That's awesome.
And at the Dixon Observation Park, ABC, that's the Annapolis Bicycle Club, goes crazy, and one of the most popular things is they have boiled potatoes with Old Bay. So
There you go.
that is really popular.
Wow, so this is all about eating.
I know. Sign me up.
How did that happen?
It's about cycling and eating. So the three partners have been great, and each one of the partners has an organization that they support, and that's where the funds go to. So for Anne Arundel County Recreation and Parks, it goes to our Rec Deeds for Special Needs. So
Another great event.
Yep, Rec Deeds for Special Needs is our 501c that provides funding for adaptive and underprivileged youth to attend some of our programs and to attend camps. And anybody that needs some assistance can go to our website or go to the Rec Deeds for Special Needs website and put in an application for that. The second beneficiary of this is crisis response. We're all familiar with them. I know they've been helping out with the county executives initiative for the opioid misuse. Jen Corbin is fantastic. We've had her come speak at some of our sports events. So money goes to crisis response, which is the police department.
And they can never have too much staff.
That's
over there.
right.
They need staff.
Or more money.
Yeah.
And then the third is for Bike AAA, for John's organization to help raise awareness. And as you know, he's on the County Executives Commission for the
Is
bike
he?
pedestrian.
He's such a quiet guy. He keeps to himself.
Yeah.
Hi, John. Hey. How you doing?
Yeah.
I love
we
my
want to know
t-shirt
when
still,
he's
John.
really going to retire, but I hope it's no time
never,
soon because
never.
he's a driving
I don't think he'll
force
ever
here.
retire.
No. And listen, it has been a great partnership. So we've raised, I think the first year each group got $6,000, and then it went up to $7,000. Then last year we took a little extra money because our Anne Arundel County Friends of the Trails, they support this ride. Jack Keene is their president, Elizabeth Weibel, may she rest
Jack
in peace.
Keene, the legend.
Yeah, and Elizabeth have supported this. The Friends of the Trails come out, they serve lunch to the cyclists at Kinder Farm Park, they help on the trail. And last year, the Friends of Kinder Farm got involved too. So we gave them a little bit of money too
That was
to help
nice.
their organizations. They're very helpful. We could not do it without the volunteers. And for this particular event, we have over 100 volunteers.
We have strong volunteers in Arundel County.
It's amazing.
So you mentioned cyclists age 8 to 80. So you don't have to be like you don't have to be Greg LeMond in order to enter this.
I call that the spandex crowd.
right.
So, you know,
On your left.
it's a little intimidating. So the great thing about this ride is we use the trail and the roads. There's no road closures during this. We have road calming, but we don't close any roads down. And also this usually happens during the boat shows. So we try to get the cyclists through town. So everything starts and ends at Kinder Farm Park. There's a 15-mile ride on the trail that goes from Kinder Farm to Arnold Station on the B&A Trail and back. Then the 30-mile ride goes to Arnold Station and then back up to Dixon. And if you're feeling like you have a lot of energy, you can do the 10-mile loop around the BWI airport, which is pretty cool if you guys have ever done it. At the top of it's really cool. At the top, when you get to the hill, at the top, you can see all of the airport and the planes taking off, and it's a pretty cool thing.
That would be awesome.
So that adds 40,
Get on that,
and
Kristin.
then the 62 milers, they leave Kinder Farm, and they go down across, all the way down the B&A Trail. They go across the Naval Academy Bridge through town, through downtown Annapolis, so we try to get them through before the boat show opens at 10. And they go down to Bay Ridge, then they wind their way back up to Crofton Park to another rest stop, up to Dixon, and back down the trail to Kinder. The 100 milers, the century milers, the hardcores,
Good God.
they do the same thing, but when they leave Bay Ridge, they go all the way down to Galesville Wharf, which is a Reckham Parks property
And you'll be
by
doing
Pirates
that?
Cove.
You're going to do that?
I have done centuries, but I don't get to do this century because I'm busy working. The first year I did the metric, and it was fantastic. I loved being out there with the other cyclists and getting the feedback, but it's hard to leave Kinder. However, this year I think I might just go ride up and down the trail and see what's happening. So it is a ride for everybody. This year, one of our sponsors is a big advocate of special needs children. They have one, they participated in our ride. I'm probably going to mispronounce the company's name, but it's Profius, I believe. If that's
right.
wrong, I'm going to let you know. But they're our top sponsor. So we have done some extra work this year to make sure that we are making it a ride that includes all ages and abilities.
Don't you usually have the bike rodeo too?
We do.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for bringing that up. And while the cyclists are out there, we also have a health fair going on. This is all free, not the ride, but the health fair is free. And that is all the participants of Healthy Anne Arundel. And everybody has an activity at their booth. So it makes it just kind of fun. It's not just handing out information, but everybody has a game or activity. We have a DJ. And we have Bike Maryland is in the parking lot. This is free, a bike rodeo for kids. We do ask that they sign up. We'll provide bikes, we'll provide helmets, or you can bring your own. So all that's going on while the cyclists are
And
out
that's
there.
at Kinder Farm.
It is.
It's a
Everything's
party, Kristin.
It is.
There's
it's
food,
all day.
there's scenery, there's
We
health
have a big
fair,
lunch
there's-
at Kinder Farm for the cyclists when they come back.
Very nice.
So
That's
it is.
incredible.
Our goal is, you were asking about the abilities, our goal is to have the person come, new cyclist, maybe a little intimidated by the 100 milers or the spandex crowd, come do the 15 and we hope they'll come back the next year and do the 30 and just keep growing and becoming an active cyclist in Anne Arundel County. So
I like it.
the thing about the Lifeline that's interesting though is most of our registrants are the Century Riders.
Wow. Good for
So
them.
It is. It's a pretty cool event. I'm very proud of it, as you can tell.
Well, you got me all excited. So I want to know, how do folks register? Where can they get some more info? Where should we send people who are interested in joining?
www.lifeline100.com. It'll have all the information there. It has the routes. It has all the information for registration. It's $50, which I am, like I said, a cyclist and I do many rides a year. That is a bargain for a Century. Plus you're getting all that food and all these great volunteers. You're getting the bike rodeo, the health fair, and everything included. They can register at www.lifeline100.com. It'll take you to ActiveNet and you register. We take registration up until the day before the event. On the 29th or the 30th of September, rather, we're at Kinder Farm from 10 to 2 for package pickup. So people can come get their t-shirts, pick up their bibs and everything and be ready to ride the first thing in the morning. And we're there at the crack of dawn the day of.
Now,
Exciting.
quick pro tip here, Kristin,
Pro tip.
because I have not ridden the Lifeline, but I have attended, and you're an expert on October. Can be a little bit chilly on October 1st, early in the morning.
Layers.
So people, make sure you come prepared just in case it's a little chilly in the morning.
That's right.
And then of course by noon you're going to be sweating.
So you just layers.
We have, this is our 4th year, so we've had all kinds of weather. Fortunately, we've not been rained out, knock on wood.
Oh, you said it.
We've had great weather, but there has been some chilly days.
Yeah.
One year it'll be like we should need more water, and the next year is, are you guys serving coffee and hot chocolate?
It makes you bike harder.
So we listen to this. We do a survey at the end, and we do listen to what the cyclists said. So this year at Kinder Farm, we have a huge grill up there. It's on a trailer and everything. We're firing up the grill at Kinder Farm. So
Did Kristin fill out like 10 surveys?
But we'll have water, and we can make soup and hot chocolate and things if it gets too
Great.
cold. October 1st might be better. It's been a little later in the past, but because of other cycling,
it's earlier. Okay,
it is
that's good.
because of other cycling events.
It should be nice.
We changed it around a little bit this year.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's
October
an awesome
1st.
event. And if you're not a cyclist, please come out and
Yeah,
enjoy the
support.
health fair for free. Enjoy the park.
Are you still looking for volunteers?
We are always
All right.
looking for
There you go.
volunteers and
Volunteers,
sponsors. In-kind
sponsors.
sponsors. Everything's on the website.
Very good. Colleen, thank
Okay.
you so much for coming in and
Thank
joining
you
us.
so much.
Come back
Thanks,
whenever
you
you'd
guys.
like. We always
pleasure
like
as always.
getting those updates. We'll be
Good.
right back with more Week in Review right after this. Don't go anywhere.
You made her college years possible, opening that education savings account when she was little, spearheading campus tours, and deciphering financial aid. If you can ace planning for college, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. The king himself was the topic at a recent lecture at the Pasadena
Thank you.
Senior
Thank you,
Center.
Kristin.
Thank you very much. Sara Gannon was there and filed this report. Sara?
Thanks, guys. We're at the Pasadena Senior Center today, and I'm here with Patrick Heline, and he is a professor, as I want to call him, the professor of rock and roll. Patrick, can you tell us a little bit about why you're here today at the Pasadena Senior Center?
Well, the Pasadena Center had asked me to do a monthly lecture, like a monthly lecture series, and they asked me if I had any ideas about it. And I knew my students, I had taught a history rock and roll course here a couple semesters back, and the students really liked it. So I figured I'd try to do like a weekly lecture series on the different rock and roll legends, artists, pioneers, stuff like that. So.
Now, today we talked about Elvis Presley, which I found, I thought I knew a lot about Elvis Presley. I mean, I'm a very big music buff myself, but wow, you really have pulled out all the stops on this fella. I mean, come on. I mean, you really shed some light on some things. Can you share a little bit of some of the information that you taught the class today?
Yeah. What I kind of do in the lectures here is, first of all, try to get a top 10 song list. And I tell you, that wasn't the easiest thing to do with Elvis Presley, considering he had at least 20 hits that were in the top 10 to begin with. But I also look into his life. You know, we talk about the early years. We talk about how he grew up, where he went to school, what was his major influences in order to lead him into a musical career. One of the things we mentioned earlier was the fact that he got a C in high school in music itself, and nobody believed that he could ever make it as a musical singer and artist. But then we covered his stardom, stardom in rock and roll to 1950s and different things like that. Covered his military life, him in the 60s and in the 70s, and the causes surrounding his death, and of course, his impact on music and American music as a whole.
When you can see that trickle down to like Bruno Mars, just a lot of artists nowadays that have looked to his inspiration, as for his inspiration, I should say. Now, what do you have coming up for next month?
Next month, I'm actually changing it just a little bit, where we're going to be taking a look at Billboard top #1 hits from 1957 to be, 60th anniversary, to show how a lot of these hits have stood the test of time. So
now, do you do, how far back do you go, and how far current do you go? I should say, or how recent should you go?
Usually, in any of my rock and roll or music classes that I do, I usually cover the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and also the 80s. So I kind of go into maybe like the beginning to the mid part of the 80s.
Okay, you're getting closer to my age now. But I love it. Now, I love all types of music, and a lot of the older rock and newer rock too, but it's really cool what you did today, talking about Elvis Presley and sharing this information with the senior club, but the senior center. They are a club. They're a good group.
Yes. Yes.
But thanks for talking with me today and giving that
Thank you for being
information and sharing the information with the county. Thank you, and back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. Of course, we recorded the whole thing, and you can watch the lecture on Arundel TV or on YouTube. They must have gone nuts.
There
Elvis in the
was
house.
some head bopping going on.
Yes. What's your favorite song? Your favorite Elvis song?
Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Right? Or is it a little more
Conversation, a little more
less,
action.
No, a little less conversation, a little more action, please.
Satisfy me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
liked the
What's your
movie,
favorite Elvis song?
I think it was Blue Hawaii when he was a busboy or a waiter, and they made him sing, and he sang da da na na. If you come looking for trouble, na 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 na, you come to the right place. Da da na na na. If you come looking for trouble, na 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 na, you can see it on my face. I love that song. I feel like that's my
did
theme
the
song.
good. You did the
Trouble.
curled lip.
Yeah,
really
I'm
good
trying.
there.
But I think my all-time favorite Elvis is we can go on together with suspicious minds. With
Thank
suspicious minds. Is that your favorite? Yeah, Chuck knows.
Chuck knows
I
that
love Suspicious Minds.
I mean, you could do Elvis songs all day
Yeah,
long.
so much fun. So much fun.
But seriously, check this lecture out because it's
Yeah.
a 2-hour lecture. Okay, we edited it down to help you out there to make it go by a little
You're welcome.
faster.
You're welcome very much.
Yes, yes. But all kinds of cool tidbits about Elvis that you never knew. I learned, so many things from this. Of course, I was not around. I am kind of getting up there, but I was not around for Elvis. And I didn't know that, when he was very racy for the day, right?
Yeah.
And, I saw Forrest Gump, so I know that, the hip shaking was like such a big deal. But so he was starting to get this backlash, and what happens? He gets drafted and he goes to war, right? And so he's overseas and he's pretty much checked out for, was it a year or a little more than that? He comes back and now his manager decides, you're not going to tour, you're going to do movies. And so I learned also, and I learned that, which I found interesting, I didn't know, he didn't tour for a good period of time. And the soundtracks of these movies would be the way they marketed Elvis. And so apparently, Viva Las Vegas, you know about the later day Elvis was doing a Vegas show. Apparently, he never performed
He didn't do that song. Weird.
I did
in
not
Vegas.
know that. I did not know that.
Really
Kristin.
weird. Really weird.
So,
and was he? What was his sandwich of choice? Like a peanut butter, bacon, banana?
That sounds about right.
Something.
Oh, and apparently he got a guitar.
Don't knock it till you rock it.
He got his first guitar for Christmas or for his birthday or something, and he remarked that he would have rather had a fishing pole or a rifle.
And look what happened.
Yeah.
Look what made you famous.
What about Blue Christmas? Isn't that
Blue. Ooh. I'm not ready for
Don't
that.
get her started.
I'm not ready for that.
But
And
you do
speaking
like
of
the
Elvis,
Christmas
shout
songs.
out to the first guy whoever introduced me to Elvis. Again, happy birthday to Dad. Special
Papa Lagana.
birthday, Papa Lagana, turning 60. You the man.
You are the man.
You the king.
Yeah, brother. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archive episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by simply searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you
Papa
very much.
Lagana. Thank you very much.